What is going on, my peeps and man versatiles? Back with another video. Back here to finally show you guys what I have been investing in. Ready to finally do this, and that is assembling my first cine rig from my Sony A7 III. Yes, gone are the days of just doing straight handheld with nothing on it. Gone are the days of using little mini tripods. Recently, you guys know I did get a gimbal towards the end of 2020, somewhere around like the September, October, time frame. And I don't want to always have to bust out the gimbal. I feel like that really has to be used for something in particular. Nonetheless, it is part of the arsenal. But I wanted to get something that could be more handheld, more hands-on, and something that I could also use and really kind of beef up being able to shoot video, and that I could give somebody else and shoot video. And as you guys can see here, I have invested heavily in SmallRig. So all the links will be down in the description below if you guys are interested in any of these. I will briefly detail each item that I will be equipping to the Sony A7 III. The nice part about the cage that I got from SmallRig is that it's compatible with both the A7 III and the A7S III. So that if I can't get the FX3 at some point in life, and in some way, shape, or form I come across an A7S III, then this cage system will be able to adapt easily to that camera. So let's get into it. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss my videos, so we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. Now let's get into the video. Boy, y'all, I'm a little nervous now, all right? Now, you guys are taking note of this piece here. This is my most favorite photography piece here, and this is a thumb grip. Slides right into the cold shoe mount, and it gives you the most leverage over holding the camera. And of course I have my makey grip on here that I'll be taking off, as well as this nearer quick release plate. I've been investing in small little things that would work with my gimbal, so that way, or my tripod that's sitting right here when I'm doing my talking head shots for video, just so I could easily remove it, go shoot, and then I can place it back on easily. So a lot of that's actually gonna change now that I am about to dive into a new system, which is that of SmallRig. So what we're gonna do is work. I've already taken the thumb grip off. Now I'm going to sit here and take the nearer quick release plate off. As much as I liked it, it's time to go for the moment. Now the thing I'm trying to work out of myself is, I won't call it laziness, just with you got so much that you can try to use, sometimes you just don't feel like having to put it all on or always have to change stuff out. The quick release plate that I bought recently was this one right here. I couldn't even give you the name because it's just got, I think it's from JJC or something like that. It's slightly bigger than this one, but I couldn't, it wouldn't work with it was too heavy for my weebilette, so I actually couldn't really use that one like that. And if I wanted to use that just for photos, I could do that, but this makey grip is so comfortable in every shape or way. That's why it's still on here. The disadvantage is I can't get to the battery. I can with that one. So enough of all that, as the wifey is behind the camera, so if you guys hear or see anything going on, that's her. Now taking off this grip here, goodbye grip. Uh-oh, all right. Man. And this is why I also would like to get a second camera, so that way I can have a dedicated system both for video and a dedicated system for photography. Right now my A7 III is working its true hybrid nature and doing both for us and for me, and so that's what I'm working on right now. So the first thing we're going to put on is the cage. It's considered or called the master cage, and I saved like 20 bucks on it because the original one I was gonna get was like $145 from Amazon. This one was $126, and as I said, this will fit both the A7 III and the A7S III. Where's Tigress at? Time to get into this box here. Alrighty, thank you, Tigress. Let's put her away for now. Well, I'll leave her out. I'll just leave her on the corner right there, out of harm's way. I need a trash bag. I need to trash all these boxes. All right, so upon opening this, all right, they did a good job packing it up too. They got a ton of bubble wrap in here. Here's the bubble wrap. Oh, so I also had an L wrench up here already, or an Allen wrench as they like to call it. They also provide one right here. They provide a black one right here, if you guys can see, with the, I think those are 3/8 screws. And then you have this down here. We'll get to it in a second. And this as well, but I think this is all the like connect stuff. So, and this master kit comes with their handle, their top handle. The reason being is I'm about to, I told you guys, you thought I was playing, I'm putting a whole rig together in this video. So bear with us as we work through this. Now if I...
Yeah, please pray.
Alright, they're not that easy to screw right now. Alright, so taking everything out and introducing the SmallRig cage for the A7 III and A7S3. Now it's got a nice little grippy piece right here, so it doesn't scratch up the bottom of the camera. So that's nice. Now honestly, I might be able to keep my thumb grip in here. I don't know 100% yet until I put it on, which means I could potentially put that right back on. We're gonna find out here very soon. Let's clean this trash up. All these boxes in my way now. So upon this, I guess you just simply slide this through. Now for the sake of this video, I have my 85mm f1.8 attached to the Sony A7 III. Let's see here. So it should be something like this. And there's a screw here on the bottom, and it should fit right into, you guys see this right here? It should screw right into the bottom of the camera. It's another, it's a...
And that's to help screw it in.
And you can use this or this. So, as you guys can see here, there's a tool right here for the bottom, and you can use this to actually screw it in if you want to. So upon screwing it, this is what happens. It will actually screw right on in. Alrighty, so we have the cage on the A7 III. Now I had to remove my Peak Design clips from each side. I wish you could actually remove these hooks entirely. Sony, why would you not allow that to take place? And now if you guys know how to do that, let me know down in the comments below. So next we'll be putting on the top handle, and that is what we're going to do now. Alrighty, so that little piece that was in the bag that I took out, you put on top of the cage now to begin start mounting the top handle. And you take those two screws you get with the black L wrench and you put them into place here, so that way the handle can attach to this. So we're gonna screw these in. Alright, so make sure these are locked in. Alright, and then you gotta take the top handle here and essentially just grab on like that. Okay. Ooh.
Yep.
Alright, so after a bunch of trial and error, we figured out how to get the top handle on. It's as simple as doing this and sliding it on just like that. And then once you got it in the area you kind of want it, you just take, at least I think so anyway.
Yeah.
You take this or take the little, where'd it go? Right here. Take this little slim guy here, and it should, boom, just like that. And you can screw it down and tighten it up so that way the handle doesn't go anywhere. Alright, boom. And then tighten it. Boom. And then you take your little tool and place it right back into the handle. Shout out to SmallRig for that and making this also just difficult for lack of a better term. All the way around. Trying to get this back in here too. Oh, is it? No, it's not. There we go. So now you got a handle attached for this. This is garbage. Put that down there. So now this is the HDMI clamp, but right now I don't really want to put it on because I'm not too worried about it. So the next thing I want to do is get my monitor tilt piece attached to this, and that should be right here, the swivel plate. And where's Tigress? Cut her. Boom. Ooh, cut the wood too, I think. All right, now this should be relatively straightforward. Well, they give you tools for everything, which is good because they don't know what you have at home. All right, so upon opening this, get another Allen wrench, and I have those for days, and the swivel mount. All right, so I'm just gonna put the trash on one area. And I was not expecting this to be that big actually, but this is gonna be a lot easier. As you guys can see here, SmallRig for a cold shoe mount. And this is, well, upon having one of these loosened up anyway, this piece is supposed to be able to go back and forth. Now, maybe it will once I actually put it in here. Boom, and then screw it down. Let's see, I'll make sure it's straight. Boom, just like that. And it is in place. Boom, and then this is supposed to be able to tilt, so it's really stiff, but which is kind of good because once you put your monitor on it, it's probably gonna be a lot easier to tilt back and forth. Now I don't know if you can't tilt it because of it down below or it's just stiff, but this is the piece you would screw into the monitor. Now of course you guys, I kind of want to put the monitor on next, which is my Andy Cine C6 6-inch right here. It's a widescreen 4K monitor, and it pretty much gives you everything. I really wanted to get the Atomos Ninja 5, but that was double the cost of this. This was $289, basically $300. And so we all got to start somewhere, but I'm also glad I got this because it has an ultra bright monitor, which peaks out at somewhere around 2600 nits. And you can do anamorphic mode. So if you have any anamorphic lenses that you want to de-squeeze, you can do that via the monitor. The only thing I don't know about that is whether or not it keeps it de-squeezed, that you can move in terms of a file onto your laptop, tablet, wherever you're doing your editing, or do you still have to de-squeeze it in post? So that part I don't know, but you can de-squeeze it on the monitor. It has a fan that can kick on if it gets too hot. And what else? It's got your peaking, got your LUTs, waveforms, false colors. It's touchscreen. You can actually touch on either side to raise the brightness, to raise the volume. You can run your audio through here too, I believe. So that stuff I'll be experimenting on as I use it. And if you guys want a further detailed video on it, let me know and I can do that with this. But I'm not gonna put this on yet because I actually want to get one of my handles on first. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is the trigger handle for Sony cameras. As you guys can see, SmallRig. Hopefully the glare isn't there. But the nice part about this is, as you guys can see with this picture, once I attach it to the cage, I can remotely trigger the camera via the button there. So thankfully I don't need Tigers for this. Open this up. Whoa. Throw that over there. I like the packaging. I forgot I didn't need this no more either. A lot of trash. What I need to do too is maybe kind of put some of these tools up here so I don't lose nothing. Woo. Alrighty. I will need Tigers because I ain't got no nails. Oh. Upon opening this, throw you down there too. And it's wooden, baby. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. Pretty. And then of course it should have a cable. Looks like USB-C. And you can run it probably USB-C or USB-C to micro USB right into the camera, I would imagine. And as you guys can see, now for some reason my thumb can't reach it, but this finger can. So click up and I'm recording just like that. I was kind of worried at first how I'd actually click the button when I was checking it out, but now I see it's with the index finger. The other thing you're getting here is a hex spanner or an Allen wrench and a USB cable. They are very generous for Allen wrenches. Upon opening, get your little cable here. Yep, it's to micro USB, or that's really the fat micro USB, but this is the cable right here. And need I say any more? So there's that. I can put this back in here. As you guys can see, I can put it anywhere where I feel comfortable. So I think this is a good spot right here. I'm gonna use my fingers here if I can and rotate this closed. I might just do is sit it down for the sake of showing you guys. I have it on the last little knot or punch hole. Now, what is going on here? Alright, so the remote trigger piece, there's one thing I forgot to get, which was a rosette adapter for this. So I actually can't install this yet until that comes in the mail, which should be within a few days. So we're gonna move on from that and move on to the other handle that I have that should not need any of that silly stuff. And that is the aluminum handle. If I can just open this, no issues. All right. While I'm taking all this trash out here, I was about to say, I bet not need it for this too. The SmallRig aluminum handle, I believe it's still considered NATO right there. And this should be straightforward. I should be able to just attach this right onto the side like so. And there's a couple, probably not there. Uh-oh. You tell me I need an adapter for this too? Oh my God. So I need an adapter for this too.
Did you not look this stuff up?
I did look this stuff up. Isn't that awesome? So I can't attach either of my handles. How amazing is that? Yeah. Well, I mean, technically I could if I wanted to. If I went to this side, it actually attaches on the right side with no problems. Now I thought I bought a left side handle. So if I wanted to, I could do it like that and not have the remote trigger. So if I don't need the remote trigger, I got a handle that I can use in place of that. And just like that, I can move in one hand, two hand. I can hold this side. I can still pan, get good shots. Just this was supposed to be the left side mount and they played me. So for the sake of this video, I'll leave it on for now. And it gives it a little bit of balance. So the next thing we're gonna do, again, I think I'm gonna save the monitor for last, but we're gonna I'm gonna show you guys one of the plates. Both, but the first one I'm gonna show you is just the basic base plate for the rods to place on the bottom of the cage. I have two because I have one that can be used for a tripod as well. If I can just get in here. Boom, 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 boom. And again, you gotta love the screws and Allen wrenches. All right, so upon getting this stuff on out the way here. All right. That's the base plate. That's the screws galore. Trash. So this base plate allows for the rods to still pass through. And if you weren't going to use it with a tripod, this would still work just fine. So as you guys can see, boom, just like that. And then what you would do is literally just place it on the bottom here, hopefully. That's exactly why I saved the monitor for last. I probably should have did this second. But essentially, it should just go on just like that with no issues. And we're going to attempt to put that on here now. So I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off because I don't need this on right now. But take these screws out here. Now you get a much thicker Allen wrench this time. Oof. And upon placing the screws right there. All right, so how do we want to do this here? I don't think the screws drop in like that. So I think that actually, I probably should take the handle off too, and I don't want to do that. So I don't think this will actually matter that much, but it looks like I can align a screw or two. I could do it like that. So as you guys can see here, the light may not show you, but there's a couple points where I can screw it. You guys can see right there. I can screw right in there, just like that. Really all three, and this will lock into place. So we're gonna attempt to see if that will work. The handle comes in handy. All right, so as you guys see, this should screw in. Yep. So if I continue to screw, that will screw in. Make sure this is, you know, as straight as I can get it. And I can screw that one in. The middle, screw in like that, like so. I guess I don't have to screw it in all the way. Then I could take this, screw these ones in. Woo.
My plant.
Huh?
My plant.
My plant. Alright, so upon boom, just like that. If I really want to, I could screw this one in as well. Just so the base plate isn't going anywhere, which it isn't. So if I don't necessarily have to use these two. If I don't want to, I could just use this one, I would imagine. So that way the base plate could actually slide. But as of right now, the base plate should be able to sit just like that. Now, they got longer through holes, so I would imagine if you had longer screws, you could actually screw the base plate up some more, because it's supposed to be able to balance. Like, okay, it does balance. So as you guys see, that's what that looks like right there. Now, what do I want to put on next? The rails. I got the 8-inch size, so I didn't need them too long, but you know, in the future, when you know I want to get a mat box and stuff like that, I probably could use the additional length to equip and be able to carry the rest of my gear on. This is straightforward and simple, just 2 rods. I believe it's 20 centimeters or 15 centimeters, and they should slide right into the clamp there if it stops giving me hassle. All right, don't cut towards you, people. All right. Oh, okay. Oh. All right. So I think I'm just gonna cut it this way. Come out on this side. Boom. This is what the rod looks like. Black, all black, everything. You can see through it. Hello, guys. All right. That's rod number 1. And rod number 2. Just like that, they slide right on in. Find a place where there's a happy medium that you like, and then just tighten up the bottom. For me, I'm probably gonna need a little bit more towards the back because of what additional stuff I'm trying to, you know, attach to this. So I think I'm gonna do something like this for now, and then just use these side pieces here to tighten them up like that, like so. Only problem is I don't like how they face down. That's the only thing I don't like. So I'm gonna see if I can adjust that. Wrong way. All right, so for the sake of this video, I'm gonna have some of this off the table just so it balances correctly. All right, so far this is the rig system that we got going on for the A7 III. All right, so the other base clamp I was gonna show you guys, I probably won't install this video, is the one for a tripod. Alright. Everything move out of my way. Alright, so this one's a little bigger, but it achieves the same thing. And for me, I probably will use it because of my tripod that I have here. And again, come on guys. Anybody need an Allen wrench? Alright. Shout out to SmallRig because it makes sense for them to send one with every package, because some people might just be looking for one item as opposed to a whole assembly. This is that. This is that guy, as you guys can see, and this would essentially attach to a base plate for a tripod, and then you're good to go there. And you could basically essentially use this to slide up and down, or take your equipment and slide up and down on the rods, you know. So yeah, these 8 inches will do good for now, but I probably want to look at 12 or 16 if they even offer 16. But this is the tripod one that I'll install another time. So you guys want to keep that in view. My little play area here is getting a little dirty, and the amount of trash down here is crazy.
Ridiculous.
She got her little 2 cents. You guys heard of ridiculous? Alright, so let's get back in here. The monitor. Now you get a little monitor pouch with it, which is nice, and you get a mini HDMI, as well as I think a small or like a micro HDMI. So it depends on your camera and your assembly, but they do provide you with that, and they provide you a battery, which is a Sony NP battery, I believe, or yeah, NP. So upon this slide now, oh, I dig the package. I might have to keep this. All right. All right. Oh. And he's saying doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. So, and you get paperwork, you get microfiber cloth, your warranty should be in here. And then here's the actual monitor, if it will come out. Wherever you are. Alright. Here's the monitor pouch, dubbed Andy Cine. I like the black and red look. The zipper, I wish I had a little light and music, you know what I'm saying? And they don't show you it. So you get a little divider. On this side of the divider, this is where you get your battery. No, this is where you get the monitor. Look at that, guys. Look at that ultra bright, wide screen 6-inch monitor. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is where you would install the battery. That's the fan. You got your HDMI in and out right there. So I would imagine you put HDMI in for the camera, and if you want the HDMI out to something else, there's your connector there. And then I don't know what that part, it might be just more vents. You got a screw right there. You got a screw right there. You got to see right here, this is where I would put it at, right here. Microphone, you got your DC in, DC out, SD card to load your LUTs and stuff like that. And yeah, that's this side. So what I can do is actually put this on here for you guys. So upon doing that, boom, just like that. Now I got a monitor, and that's essentially my setup minus my handles and everything. And the beautiful thing about the tilt is I can tilt it. And yeah, it's much easier to tilt with the. Alright, make sure you tighten it. And then, you know, if I had to swivel it around, I believe I can still. See, if I loosen that up, I should be able to spin it around. As you guys can see, my rig is doggone near complete, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, what else you get? As I said, you get a bunch of stuff. So you get your HD TV to micro. So you got your HDMI, and you got the micro in right there, which, you know, you would arguably put into the camera. I believe either one can put into the camera. Just to, well, this one maybe not, because this is micro. I think this is the mini. Yeah, this is the mini HDMI. So this one, I mean, unless your camera or camcorder can do it, I'm probably gonna be using the micro as opposed to the mini. So those are the cables you get. You get another cable, which is the charge cable for the actual monitor, I would imagine. Yeah, so you can charge the battery up. Alright. You can charge the battery up, And hopefully, with what I'm gonna hopefully be able to accomplish in this video is actually put the battery on here. This is the battery charger. So that's nice that they threw a battery charger in here for you guys. Nice. All right. Put that right there. All this trash. And then the battery. Now I don't know if it's got any charge yet. I don't know if I'm gonna turn it on yet, but this is the Sony A7III battery, 4400 milliamps. You know, you should get a couple hours out of this, no problem. And it just literally slides right into the back like so. All right. Am I nervous? What's going on?
No, it's like just slide it down.
Ooh. I don't think it wants to. Oh, yep, it is plugged in, and as you guys can see, it turned on. Of course, there's no signal because I don't have any plugged into it, but there's my monitor. And turn it off. So, what? And now see the weight distribution because the battery is different. So now what I need to do is actually attach my battery stuff. So we're gonna try to do that real quick. If not, you guys just see it on here. And then, you know, if our camera dies. All right, and this is the tilt arm that you would get with the monitor that I don't need. It's reinforced. It's the build is actually metal, and they. I wish I could take it out. I guess what I can do is just take the battery off. All right, cool. So to show you guys this real quick. This is the arm. Now it feels like metal, but yeah, you got this piece right here that. Okay, I thought it was about to come out, but you got that piece right there that you can use. You got the tilt piece right here. Well, not tilt. Well, I guess. Oh, this is what you would attach into the side of, and then you can tilt the monitor that way. This is what you would plug into the cold shoe mount. So that's the tilt arm for the monitor that I will not be using. Put that back in here. Alright, so what we're gonna do is get the whole station wants to move. Alright, so hopefully we can get this done. This is the V-mount locking system for the battery, and this is the power splitter. This is what you would use to plug in everything so that way you can have power for as long as you need it. 6600 milliamps for the this is the battery. This is the battery, guys. BP95 from Raytrick. This sucker has overprotection, underprotection, or short circuiting, overheating. It's got protection for you guys. It's a 6600 milliamp battery. Should get you 3 to 5 hours depending on your use, depending on how much charge other things need. And this is where you might be able to straight power the monitor from here. I believe this has a D-tap. It does have D-tap. Be mindful of the orientation because you could actually burn out your battery if you don't plug in correctly. This is minus and plus, or negative and positive. You got your USB DC out. If I can open this up here real quick. So you got one there, and that's about 5 volt. And then you have the button to show you how much battery's left. So the nice part about this is your battery bank, essentially. This is your charge cable for when you need to charge it up. If we can at least cut this open, which I did, smart me. Oh boy. So this is where all your wires are. You get another Allen wrench. I was not expecting one in this package. You get your cables right here. Imagine, yep, these are your power cables, USB and the like. And this V-mount locking system will lock onto the actual rods like so. I guess you could do it like this, but this would actually lock on. If you guys can see here, this would lock on like that. And depending on what side, I think this side would be fine. And then you would take this battery here and actually, so I actually probably want to do it like this. Like that. And then I would take the battery and that's why they call it a V mount locking system. It works with Sony, ARRI, Blackmagic, and it literally slides right into place. So this is exactly what I wanted. And so by this being a power splitter, you can pretty much run cable over here. Alrighty, many days later, to wrap up the video, told you guys I needed a rosette adapter for my recorder handle and the cable to run into the camera. So upon opening this, it should be no problem. And as you guys can see, I have wires attached to the rig now, because while I was waiting on this adapter to come through, and I also have another handle, case in point, I replaced that other handle. That was for the ARRI cage system.
Sorry, it's gonna be louder.
That was for the ARRI cage system, so I replaced that with another mini wooden handle for this setup. And it's not something I would have to use. That's the nice thing about having a cage, is that you could take the pieces off, the attachments, and just work it how you need to. But nonetheless, let's get back into this real quick. It's late. I'm ready to wrap up this video because I'm tired. And this was supposed to be done many days ago. So now, upon having this in here, let's go ahead and take this out. And Lord and behold, I think I have about 20 of these now. All right, now all the trash. Here is the adapter right here. Now I thought there would have been more in here, but apparently not. Okay, so I guess that's the adapter. Okay, I guess that's the adapter. And simply put, I guess you attach it. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
There's nothing else in the bag, so I thought there would have been more in here.
Like what?
So how intricate this system is here, you gotta take the Allen wrench and screw these into the side of the cage. So if I could show you guys, I should be able to show you over here, but essentially I'm gonna be putting it somewhere in this region. Let's see what happens when I stick this out. If I do it like this, screw that side in, and then I screw this side in right here. There we go. So now that's screwed in. You guys can see that. So you gotta take the Allen wrench and screw the rosette adapter onto the cage like that, and then you take your handle and you screw it into that, and then it's actually attached. Now what I want to do is actually I'm gonna take this cord here, take the USB-C portion, install it into the controller right underneath the SmallRig logo, so that way it's there. And then I'm going to hopefully run this over here to the other side here and install this, if I have the room, install this into the camera. So now that it's in, I'm going to run the cable underneath like so. Now I could run it above it, but I think I like below the door. Then all I gotta do is take this and install it. Now this is where you could just take the wrench, insert it into the handle, and actually spin it closed. Alright, I'm trying to use my hand so that it's working. Alright, now what I can do is take this controller and actually, before I actually tighten it, I can actually change the angle I have it at. So if I want it a little bit more like that, before I actually secure it, make sure I have it where I want, and then I will secure it with the Allen wrench. That way it's nice and tight, and there's the controller. So now I have a system like that. I can hold the bottom or get the other handle like that, and this button will literally trigger everything. So as you guys see, I got wires set up, right? So I have my HDMI into the camera, to the Anti-Cine. One thing I wish it did, of course, was actually be able to be used for touch focus as well, but it's not. I don't even know if the Atomos does that or any monitor does that. If it does, it's probably expensive, but that's where manually controlling autofocus or focus or using autofocus to, you know, take care of that. Now I have the controller plugged into the camera right here, and then I have power running in from the USB-C to the battery bank here, and everything is connected. The power right here is also connected. As you guys can see, I put the tilt on here for the monitor as opposed to the piece that I was really wanting to use. Now the beautiful thing about either setup is I can run power straight into the monitor without using the battery for the monitor, or I can use a battery for the monitor and use this as my setup to eliminate all of this and this and have it just a little bit more compact. So that's at my discretion. The only thing I have coming in the mail also now is Velcro straps for the wires right here, so I can Velcro these, if not right here, somewhere else out of the way. But all I gotta do to power everything is hit the switch. Now everything's on, and as you guys can see here, removing that, woo, crispy. And once I will do this, and whoo, y'all ready? Turn the camera on. Now you guys see the camera's on. The camera's also already powered, so it's not a big deal. But once I tap that, now you see the yellow button went green or yellow. The monitor's about to kick on. Anti-Cine C6 6-inch widescreen. I got my grid up, and as you guys can see, it's projecting video from the camera. Now, and as you see, the wife putting her hand in the way. I also changed the color on the monitor. Again, if you guys want more details about the monitor, let me know down in the comment section below. But I was able to adjust the colors to kind of match what's actually coming out of the camera. So that's nice there. Now I have it on a video profile. So if I hit this trigger button, it should work. And if you guys heard that sound, that means it's recording. Now I wish the monitor would let you know it's recording. That would be nice. And once I press it again, it's a wrap. And cut. Cut. That is my cage system, my SmallRig from my Sony A7III. The only thing I'm gonna have trouble with now is taking this apart to take my camera out, but I think I'm gonna use A6100 for more photography based things and for B-roll. If I'm not using the if the A7III is already occupied, this is where I would like to get the A7III to swap cameras. That way I kind of have more of a fluid system going on. But this is it, guys. I spent $1,000, roughly, yeah, $1,000 at the tax on this system for the battery, for the V-mount splitter to run everything from the battery, of course, to the actual cage system that came with the handle. The monitor was just under, or after tax, $300. The controller, the rail system, the rods, $1,000 on this system that will get me video, clean video that I want to be able to use. And now I have good control over what I'm trying to get. I just have to use my screen right here if I want to focus on something. I don't know if it's actually gonna do it because it's too far away, but yes, guys, this is the system right here, and I'm nervous and excited at the same time because I'm ready to use it, but I'm also kind of scared a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you just don't want to use it because it looks so good. I know it's gonna get beat up at some point, but god dang, guys, this is the system. This is the SmallRig Mark 1. I haven't really I was gonna call it Cinema. You know what I'm saying? Get it, Cinema. Ooh, but I think the SmallRig Mark 1's working for now. But God, what you guys think? Have you guys have something similar? You guys looking into building something? Are you happy that I could finally get something like this to see me grow? Like let me know down in the comment section below. As you guys see on the table, I have tons of stuff laying around. I got this tripod mount that I may or may not use. We're gonna see. I'm gonna do some more research on this. But I got that just in case I would use it or I would need it. So it's also good to have a slight backup plan if this is a little too compact because I will be trying to attach it to my tripod here, if not shortly, tomorrow. But this feels sturdy, this feels compact, this feels like something I would want to use. And then as you guys see, I got my video mic right here that I could attach straight into the system, and I would have a straight up beast to take with me. And just playing around with it right now, it's stable, you get that good handheld look. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm ready. So last thing would be the optional other handle that I could have right here to ease holding everything. But this is the system that I'm gonna be rocking with for a while. I will get larger rails if I decide to add a matte box and stuff like that. We'll see. But that's what we got going on here. I'm glad I was able to keep my thumb piece here, even though I may not use it for the time being. But that's it, guys. This is the rig. This is the investment to improve video on all sorts of levels. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Let me know if you guys are gonna do something similar, or if you guys are just glad to see something like this on this channel as well. I will be trying to drop more fun content on the channel in the realm of video making. I'm babbling right now. It's finally like complete, guys. It's finally complete. She's trying to wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss my videos. Then we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. It's your man Versatile signing out, and until the next video. By the way, I updated my website from versatilephotography.com to versatileproductions.com. It describes more of the scope of content creativity that I can bring to anybody looking for some photos, videos. Let me know. Wait for it.